On January 11, 2013, the discovery of 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson's body inside a rolled-up gym mat at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia, sent shockwaves through the community. What initially seemed like a tragic accident soon unraveled into a case filled with controversy, unanswered questions, and ongoing legal battles. Kendrick's parents, Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson, became worried when their son didn't return home the previous night. After filing a missing persons report, they learned the devastating news that Kendrick's body had been found by students in the school's old gymnasium. His body was inside a large, upright gym mat behind the bleachers, with only his legs visible. Authorities were quick to propose that Kendrick's death was an accident. The theory was that Kendrick, who often stored his sneakers inside the rolled-up mats to avoid locker fees, had fallen headfirst into the mat while attempting to retrieve his shoes and had become trapped, suffocating as a result. But Kendrick's family found this explanation suspicious, and as they investigated further, inconsistencies in the case emerged that fueled their belief that something far more sinister had happened. The initial autopsy by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, concluded that Kendrick had died of positional asphyxia, meaning his body was in a position where he couldn't breathe properly. But Kendrick's family wasn't convinced. They hired Dr. William Anderson, a private pathologist, to conduct a second autopsy. His findings were startling. He concluded that Kendrick had died from blunt force trauma to the neck, which suggested foul play. This finding contradicted the GBI's report, and the Johnson family began raising questions about the handling of the case. One of the most troubling discoveries was that Kendrick's organs had been removed and replaced with newspaper when his body was returned to the family. The funeral home claimed that this was due to the organs being destroyed during decomposition, but this explanation did little to reassure the family, who saw it as another indication of a possible cover-up. Another critical element in the case was the surveillance footage from the school. Cameras captured Kendrick entering the gym on the afternoon of January 10th, but there was a significant gap in the footage from inside the gym during the period when Kendrick's death would have occurred. This missing footage led to speculation that crucial evidence had been withheld or tampered with. Adding to the confusion, there were questions about the state of the crime scene itself. Kendrick's shoes were found in different locations within the gym, with one shoe discovered on top of a pool of blood, but the shoe itself clean. A hoodie and a pair of blood-stained gym shoes were found nearby, yet they were never collected or tested by authorities. In 2014, the Johnson family filed a $100 million civil lawsuit alleging that two students had attacked Kendrick and that their father, an FBI agent, had helped cover up the crime. The lawsuit claimed that the attack was racially motivated, and the family believed that powerful people had worked to conceal the truth. However, the lawsuit was later dropped, and no charges were ever filed against the accused individuals. While the civil case stalled, public interest in Kendrick's death continued to grow. In 2014, the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, launched a federal investigation into the case. The DOJ looked into whether Kendrick's civil rights had been violated, examining evidence and interviewing witnesses. After 2 years of investigation, the DOJ closed the case in 2016, concluding that there wasn't enough evidence to support criminal charges. This echoed the original finding that Kendrick's death was accidental. Despite the DOJ's findings, the Johnson family persisted in their belief that their son had been murdered. They pointed to the gaps in evidence, missing footage, and the botched handling of the crime scene as proof that the full truth had yet to emerge. Their fight for justice kept the case in the public eye, and it became a subject of national debate, with many rallying behind the Johnson family's pursuit of the truth. In 2021, a significant development occurred when the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office announced it would reopen Kendrick's case, citing the emergence of new evidence. Sheriff Ashley Polk assured the public that the investigation would be thorough and independent of outside influence. However, while this news was welcomed by the Johnson family, the exact nature of the new evidence was not disclosed, leaving many to wonder if answers would finally come to light. Throughout the years, Kendrick Johnson's death has remained one of the most perplexing and controversial cases in the true crime world. Although the official narrative maintains that Kendrick's death was an accident, the inconsistencies in the case have left many to believe that foul play was involved and that justice has not been served. His family's relentless pursuit of the truth has kept the case alive, and Kendrick's name has become synonymous with the broader fight for accountability in cases involving suspicious deaths, particularly those of Black individuals. Kendrick's case has raised critical questions about transparency, proper evidence handling, and the racial dynamics that can affect investigations in America. His death is a reminder of how elusive the truth can be, especially when investigations are fraught with errors, omissions, and conflicting narratives. The reopening of the case offers a glimmer of hope for the Johnson family, who have spent more than a decade seeking answers. Whether the reopened investigation will provide the closure they desperately seek remains to be seen, but their unwavering commitment to justice ensures that Kendrick Johnson's story will not be forgotten. As the years pass, the mystery of Kendrick Johnson's death lingers. While many hold out hope for answers, others see his case as a tragic example of how easily a life can be lost, and a truth buried under a complex web of confusion, controversy, and questions that may never be fully resolved.